What's up, Boop Boop? Josh here today. Figured we'd go for a little cruise, do a little vloggity vlog. I haven't done one of these, and I don't know, I think this is only like the second or third one I've ever done, and however many years I've had this YouTube channel. In the turd. Hopefully you can hear me decently over the whine of the fuel pump and the exhaust. I'm not going to do anything special today. I figured we would talk a little bit about the Techno toy suspension that I have on the car. So I have the full conversion kit from stock suspension all the way over to the coilover suspension with the camber plates in the front and the traction brackets in the rear, and has Coney adjustable shocks with Swift springs. I don't remember the spring rate on the springs, but they're street rating, so they're not like super duper duper stiff or anything like that. And if you want to see how I installed it, you can go back in my past videos and see exactly what I have and everything else. But today I figured we would go over exactly how well these ride and handle. So from my experience so far, they can be, now this is just because whatever spring rate I have is a little stiff for the street, so they're a little stiff, but I usually leave the compression adjustment turned all the way down to the front, and I leave it in like it's got a click rating of like 1 to 9 in the rear, and I usually leave them on 3, because if I turn it any lower than that, then when I'm autocrossing or something, when I go over bumps, it actually bottoms out the shock in the rear. So I tend to leave it a little bit higher. But other than that, it is drastically improved the handling of the car. And I mean, there's not much else to say about it. Still have the notorious, 6 inches of play in the steering, and that's mainly because I haven't ever adjusted the gearbox out a little bit so that it's not got the play in it. But once you get it out of the play in the box, it hooks and turns pretty daggone well. Still has the fault of the Watts link, which with this conversion, you can definitely tell that that it's making the Watts link work, and it makes the snap oversteer that these are notorious for a lot worse, because it firms everything up, so when it does snap, it snaps pretty hard instead of it just kind of going away a little bit. Other than that, I mean, the conversion's great. Is it worth the money? I think so. I autocross the car quite frequently. I haven't had the chance to track day it because I'm afraid that with the AC condenser still on this car, that it might get a little warm on track. But cruising around, I don't have any problem. I can run AC, and so I haven't really had any experience yet with it on track. I'm pretty sure they'll do fine. It's actually a stiffer compound, or not stiffer compound, but stiffer spring rate than what we would run currently on our race car Miata. least in the back it is. I'm not sure on the front. We were running pretty heavy springs in the front for the Miata. And then, so yeah. So if you're really worried on whether or not to jump boat and get this or not, I would definitely say it's worth it. For me it is, at least. I don't know if I'm just out cruising around. I have no idea where I'm going. I think this goes to a main highway, and I can get on it and loop back around to my house. But it's been a good car so far. I haven't had any issues. Like the Corvo seat. Actually, the seat that we just recently installed on our into the race car, it's a By Marco Grip 2 seat. I have a video on it. It is much more comfortable than this seat, and it's the version that we have is FIA rated, so it costs more than the Corvo that I have in my car, but it is 10 times as comfortable. A lot squishier padding, not as much hit in the butt, stuff like that. Definitely designed for the seat is actually designed for rally racing, but we're going to use it for endurance racing, so it's still designed for a setting where you would spend a lot of seat time in the seat. So it's made with that in mind. I think they actually have a version that's more street related versus the one that we have, because the one that we have is you could probably get in trouble with it because it's a pretty big halo on it. It would actually, it's like if I was sitting in the end of the halo would be like right here. It's almost where it would obstruct your view of the mirrors pretty substantially. But you know, that's part of it. That dude was about half a lane across the road there. I thought he was going to get over into me. Anyways, let's see what else. Trying to think of what else I've done to this car recently that hasn't really been recorded. I've done some odds and end things, like I did I sound deadened the rear end just to help with the drone inside the car, and it seems to have helped quite a bit. Other than that, the car hasn't had much done to it. And wow, that's a cool Shell station. Looks like it might be actually be a house now. Old Highway 96. Nowhere to go. I think if I turn left here, the direction I need to go. Let me just GPS this real quick. Turn that on. Yep. Uh-oh, somebody's coming up behind me. Yep, I need to turn left. Old Highway 96. So I was going to rebuild the transmission in the car. I started looking up videos for it. I need to actually learn how to take apart a transmission before I delve into working on something like mine. I've taken apart a Miata transmission down to like 5th gear, which is pretty easy to do. There's not much involved with it. But once you get past 5th gear and you start actually taking everything apart, you have to very meticulously make sure you have everything in order, because everything is shimmed and everything is spaced a certain way, and it could vary from go. So I'm gonna go pick that up tomorrow, which I'm super excited since this has got a useless fifth gear. It's like I'm doing 50 right now, and it's 2,700 RPMs. So doing any highway driving, and that's assuming that this speedometer is accurate for whatever reason. So doing any highway driving is atrocious in this thing. It's pretty bad gas mileage. I've actually retuned the Weber, and it gets much better gas mileage since I've retuned the Weber. Need to put tires on it. We're now running. We've swapped from Bridgestones on the Miata to Federals. We found out that we could buy 2 sets of Federals for the price of 1 set of the Bridgestones that we were running. So we've swapped to those. We're going to test those in November and see how those go out. And if they do well, I will probably replace these tires with those, since these are about 2 years old, and I haven't really properly maintained these tires because they're all performance. They're summer tires, so you're supposed to keep them climate controlled in the winter, and they're not supposed to get below a certain degree temperature and blah blah blah, and it ruins the rubber. Well, they've been outside for two separate winters, so they're you go autocrossing them and they get eat up really quickly, and they're pretty worn on the outside shoulders on both sides of the tires, on the fronts from autocrossing. So I'll probably rotate these, and then next summer I'll probably put new tires on it. It's actually October currently, so next year. So and if you've stuck around this long, I'm currently trying to sell the FC, because I started doing some math. Well, not really doing any math. I just looked it up. Personally, since I've been working on Miatas in a race car setting for 3 years now, fixed to go on 4, I feel more comfortable dealing with a Miata rather than a platform that I have no idea about, like the FC. So I don't know all the quirks and stuff to it, but I know all the quirks to the Miatas. So I'm going to sell the FC, and I'm going to try and pick up a NA Miata. And if I can't get an NA, then I'll settle with an NB. But really, I want an NA just for the flip-up headlights. And I want to build a rotary-powered endurance car, but I'm not sure if I'm going to go that direction or if I'm going to go and do rally racing with it, since I haven't been very pleased with how the endurance racing stuff has been going on. Our team has kind of got picked on a little bit, and I mean, it's our own fault. We did some stuff that, wasn't very good, and it made people scrutinize us a lot worse, and it's kind of come back to bite us in the ass. So we've had to fix a whole lot of things on the current car, but that's neither here nor there. And so it's made me kind of think twice about building another endurance car. So it's either going to be rally, and I've also thought about time attack, but I kind of think time attack's really silly with what people do to the cars. Like, there's a certain point to where aero matters in a car, and once you can go beyond that point, and when you go beyond that point, then you start having to add horsepower to the car. When you have to start adding horsepower to the car, then you have to start adding more aero to the car because you're going faster. Well, you keep negating itself. So the only justification for having a 1,000 horsepower car that has an ass ton of aero is the fact that you can go 150 down the straightaway instead of 140. So to me, it's not worth all that money. So if I'm going to do a time attack car, it's going to be something that's pretty simple, pretty easy going, very not like, oh my god, horsepower. So but that's my 2 cents on the time attack situation. So I might do something and slowly evolve it from there, but that's neither here nor there. Haven't gotten that far along with that yet. But yeah, so I'm trying to sell the FC or trade it for that or something. I prefer selling it, and if I sold it, that would give me a little bit of budget to start working on the truck, because I'd like to get the truck running. I've got a motor and transmission lined up for the truck, and I need time and space. Really, I've kind of filled up my current allocation for space. I don't really have enough space to keep filling stuff into my basement at this point. So that's where I'm at with that. So if I get rid of the FC and then maybe get rid of the motor and transmission that came out of the truck, that would give me quite a bit of money to put towards the truck, and that's all it really needs. I'm gonna do a brake conversion on it, leave it looking kind of rough the way it is. Probably, I haven't decided if I'm gonna put a wood bed back in it or if I'm gonna sheet metal the bed.